Let me tell you something that nobody wants to say out loud. Most people are broke not because they don't make enough money, but because they lack financial discipline. And if you're a young man watching this right now, scrolling through YouTube hoping to find something that makes your life click into place, you need to hear this. Somewhere out there, there's a single mom with 2 kids, working 2 jobs, still managing to save money. She's not waiting on the government. She's not blaming her past, and she's not wasting time trying to impress strangers on Instagram. She's laser focused on survival, and beyond that, legacy, and yet you, sitting in a warm apartment, no kids, full health, full potential, can't even keep $50 in your bank account for more than a week. It's not about income. It's about priorities. You don't have a money problem. You've got a man problem. Because real men hive, Al. You men, they don't just chase income. They build character, consistency, and commitment. That's what builds wealth. So today, we're not talking about get rich quick. We're not selling fairy tales. We're digging deep into financial discipline, because if you don't learn to master your money will master you. And that means you'll stay broke, tired, bitter, and lost while the world passes you by. But not today. Today's the day you fight back. Let's talk. You know what I've realized after all these years helping people climb out of financial hell? It's not about how much money you make. I've coached people who make $30 zeros, zero a year, and retire millionaires. And I've counseled people making $300 zero who are flat broke, living paycheck to paycheck, cars on payments, house leverage to the ceiling, credit card bills stacked like dominoes ready to fall. It's not an income problem. It's a discipline problem. We've got too many men out here thinking that a raise, a better job, or hitting the crypto jackpot is the solution to their stress. Wrong. Your future isn't waiting on a better economy. It's waiting on a better you. Because if you can't manage $500, you sure as heck won't manage $500 or $50 Money just magnifies who you are. If you're reckless, impatient, and undisciplined now, more money will only make the damage deeper. I've seen single moms, no husband, no backup, working 2 jobs, juggling daycare, keeping food on the table, and still saving $50 a month. You know what that is? That's called grit. That's called priorities. That's what discipline looks like when life's not handing out favors. And I don't say that to shame you. I say it to wake you up. You're not less of a man because you're struggling. You're not broken because you don't have it all figured out. But you will stay stuck if you don't own it. Financial peace isn't about being lucky. It's about getting intentional. It's about sitting down, getting real with your money, and telling every single dollar where it's gonna go before it disappears. That's called a plan. That's called a budget. That's called discipline over dollars. You know why most guys don't want to do this. Because it ain't sexy. It's not flashy. It's not something you post online for likes. It's saying no to $200 sneakers so you can say yes to a debt-free life. It's eating at home when your boys are hitting the bar. It's telling your future self, I got you, even when the world is telling you to just live for today. You want to know who wins in the long game, the man who builds consistency like a machine, the man who stops chasing dopamine and starts chasing destiny. That's when you unlock real power. That's when you stop being another broke statistic and start being a leader. That's how you become someone your future wife and kids can count on. I'm not here to pat you on the back if you're wasting your potential. I'm here to grab you by the shoulders and tell you you were built for more than financial chaos, and the way out isn't magic. It's not luck. It's a decision. Every paycheck is a test, and every test is asking you the same question. Are you going to be a man of impulse or a man of intention? If you want wealth, you've got to be willing to do what broke people aren't doing. and most of the time. That starts with shutting up, showing up, and sticking to a plan. So stop worrying about how much you make. Start focusing on how much discipline you can stack, because discipline will take you places that dollars never will. Now, let's go get it. Let's just get real for a second. Your lifestyle is lying to you. Every time you open Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube Shorts, someone's trying to convince you that success means Gucci belts, iced-out watches, luxury cars, private jets. And if you're not careful, you start believing that. You start thinking, man, I must be behind. I need to level up. I deserve better. And so what do? You start spending money you don't have to impress people you don't even know. You're going broke trying to look like you've already made it. And that's the fastest road to financial destruction I've ever seen. Let me say something that might sting a little bit. Broke people look rich. Wealthy people look boring. You know who's driving the flashy cars with the $9, 100 lease payments, people living on the edge. You know who's wearing the $1,000 sneakers, the guy who's 2 months behind on his rent. That lifestyle is a costume. It's a mask. It's smoke and mirrors covering up financial chaos. Meanwhile, the millionaire next door is pulling up in a used Honda Accord, wearing jeans from Walmart, sipping black coffee, and heading home to a paid-off house. Why? Because he's not chasing validation. He's building freedom. He's not renting a lifestyle. He owns his future. You've been lied to, man. You've been sold a version of success that's loud, flashy, and fragile. Real wealth is quiet. Real wealth is in the habits you don't see. It's in the budge it's nobody claps for. It's in the nights you say no so you can say yes to something bigger later. That's what maturity looks like. Look, I get it, it's tempting. The dopamine hit of swiping that credit card, clicking buy now, or posting a filtered pic of your new shoes. It feels good for a second, but what does it cost you long term? You're putting your dreams in debt just to keep up with someone else's highlight reel. Let me ask you, are you building a legacy or are you just trying to keep up? Because every purchase is a vote. And when you buy garbage you don't need with money you don't have, you're voting against your future. You're voting against your peace, against your kids, against your freedom, and for what? A little clout. You're better than that. You were made for more than flex culture. Stop letting marketing manipulate your manhood. Real strength, real manhood is self-control. It's not needing to show off. It's knowing you could, but choosing not to. That's power. If you want to change your life, start by changing your mindset. Stop asking, what can I afford? And start asking, what's worth it? Because there's a difference between being able to buy it and being able to afford the consequences of buying it. You can finance anything these days. You can lease a Lambo. But if you're broke under the hood, that car becomes your prison. So here's the challenge. Take the pressure off, kill the image, cut the noise, and build a life that actually means something, not just something that looks good online. Because when the dust settles and the filters fade, it's not your lifestyle that's going to save you. It's your discipline. That's the real flex. You know what I hear a lot. Budgeting feels restrictive. I want to enjoy my life. I don't want to feel controlled. And I get it. You hear the word budget, and your brain instantly goes to spreadsheets, sacrifice, boring dinners, and no fun. But that's because we've been taught the wrong idea. We think budgeting is punishment for being broke. But the truth is, budgeting is how you stop being broke. A budget isn't a cage. It's a sword. A budget is what warriors use when they are in a battle. It's how you win when the odds are against you. If you're drowning in debt, paycheck to paycheck, financially exhausted, what you need isn't a raise, it's a strategy. A plan, and that plan starts with telling your money what to do instead of wondering where it all went. I've never met a single person who accidentally got out of debt. I've never seen a man stumble into wealth. It's intentional, it's war. Every dollar is a soldier, and if you don't command it, it's going to wander off into fast food. subscriptions you forgot about, and things you don't even remember buying. That's why broke people always feel like their money disappears. It does, because they never gave it a mission. When you create a budget, you're stepping into your role as the general of your financial army, and generals don't play defense. They lead the charge. You've got to stop acting like a victim of your circumstances and start acting like a man with a plan. I don't care how much you make $800 a month or $800. It doesn't matter. What matters is that you get serious, you get disciplined, and you get aggressive about your future. You think budgeting is hard. Try staying broke for 20 years. Try waking up every day wondering how you're going to pay your bills. That's hard. Being in debt is hard. Watching your family suffer because you never took control. That's hard. So choose your hard. You can either suffer a little now with discipline or suffer a whole lot later with regret. This is your war, and your budget is your weapon. So pick it up, swing it, use it. Tell every single dollar in your bank account what to do and where to go. Don't let a single cent leave your life without a job. Because if you treat your money like it's no big deal, your future will treat you the same way. You know what budgeting really is? It's love in action. It's telling your wife, your kids, your future family, I care about your peace. I care about your dreams. I care enough to lead. Real men lead with responsibility, and that starts with your wallet. So don't give me excuses. Don't tell me it's too late or too hard or you weren't raised that way. If a single mom can do this while working night shifts and raising babies, you can too. You've got strength in you that you haven't even tapped into yet. But you've got to wake it up. You've got to decide that today is the day you stop playing small. Budget like a warrior, not a victim. Because no one's coming to save you, but the good news, you don't need saving. You just need a plan, and the guts to follow it. Most people out here are stuck living for Friday night. They're surviving from one paycheck to the next, one dopamine hit at a time, one short-term fix after another. No plan, no peace, no future. But here's what separates you men from the crowd. They stop thinking about the weekend, and they start thinking about the next generation. They think legacy, because legacy thinking beats survival living every single time. You weren't put on this earth just to pay bills and die. You were built to create, to lead, to leave something behind. But that's never going to happen if you keep operating like your only goal is to get by. You've got to stop asking, what can I afford this month? And start asking, what am I building for the next decade? That's how you break generational poverty. That's how you walk into financial peace instead of financial panic. You want to change your family tree. You want your kids to grow up free, watching their dad live with purpose, power, and self-control. Then you've got to stop playing games with your money, because what you tolerate right now will echo through your bloodline. Your decisions today create someone else's ceiling tomorrow. That's legacy thinking. That's manhood. You don't need $1 million today. You need $1 million of discipline stacked up over time. And I'm not talking about fancy investing schemes or overnight success stories. I'm talking about grinding it out, paycheck after paycheck, making sacrifices nobody claps for. I'm talking about showing up to your own life, saying no when it's hard, saying yes when it counts. Putting your future above your feelings, that's the work that builds generational wealth, and I don't just mean money. I mean mindset. I mean your son watching you kill debt with fire in your eyes, your daughter seeing what a responsible man looks like. I mean being the one who said, it ends with me, the chaos stops here, I'm not passing this mess down, I'm leaving something better. So here's the question, brother, are you living just to survive? Or are you living to build, because you can't do both? Survival says, I'll figure it out later. Legacy says, I'll sacrifice now so they don't have to suffer later. Survival says, I deserve this. Legacy says, they deserve better. you get one life. You get one shot at this. And if you waste it chasing the same broke lifestyle the world is selling, you'll blink and realize you've built nothing but regret. But if you wake up, if you take responsibility, if you get fired up and intentional, you become the hero of your family's story. That's what a you man does. That's what a real man does. He leads, he protects, he provides. And he builds something that lasts longer than his own life. The clock's ticking. What are you building? Listen to me. If nobody's told you this before, let me be the one to say it. You're not broken. You're just undisciplined. And discipline can be built. You don't need a lottery ticket. You don't need some get-rich-quick guru. You don't need another year of avoiding the mirror. What you need is a moment of honesty with yourself. You need to decide right now that you're done living broke, tired, and afraid. You need to decide that your future matters more than your comfort. And you need to choose to show up for yourself like your life depends on it, because it does. I don't care what your past looks like. I don't care if you've made every money mistake in the book. You are one decision away from a new direction. And it starts with discipline. It starts with budgeting. It starts with the next dollar you spend, the next hour you waste, the next lie you tell yourself. It starts now. So if this message hit home, if something inside you just woke up, don't scroll past this. Don't click away. Fire like this video if you're done playing small. Speech balloon, drop a comment below and tell me I'm taking control. Outbox tray, share this with one man who needs to hear this truth today. White heavy check mark and make sure you hit that subscribe button, because every week we're calling men out of financial chaos and into legacy. We're not here to play games. We're here to change lives. Yours is next. Now go out there and lead like a man.